Don't sponsors pay up front? No, not really. Most of the time it's like you get paid a few weeks after the fact, potentially. Why do you open GG Town and see a big ass video of your head? What do you... Am I really like... What the fuck? The moment you open this, it's a clip of Larksa tickling me. This is like a fucking 8-year-old clip. That's so funny, actually. Ella jorking it. You know, I'm proud to be the very first. I look 12. Okay. Why do you care? Why'd you have to say that? Huh? Yeah, I have a baby face. All right. All right, I fucking know, okay? Now I'm old. I'm almost 30. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my lights. Okay, maybe it's a little too dark. Dude, why is like half of my face so dark? I don't get it. All right, there we go. That's better. Shadows, how do they work? Yeah, all right. How my cam would look if I chroma key the blackout? Can try. Just me and Pontiff. All right. Yeah, just dist head. My eye is like fucked up though. It's in the dark. Hello. All right. What was I doing the last time? Oh yeah, I got the heart key. I totally remember where that is. Definitely. Yo, Nikos, thank you for the 2-year resub. Thank you, man. Where the fuck am I? Dude, I like do not remember this. How do I get out of here? Wait, we're at Red Mold Street. Maybe it's here. Great cam. Are you being sarcastic? Or do you actually like it? Okay, I actually don't know how to get out of this building. Oh. Oh. I see. It looked like this was a room, not the outside. Holy shit. What the fuck? I'm dead? You know, let's take a heal with us. Your girlfriend thinks I'm dumb. Can I prove her wrong? I'm not sure how I can prove my intelligence to your girlfriend, but she can think that all she wants for all I care. Alright, I'm going for this guy. Okay. Okay! Please tell me I'm not dead. We still have 17 shoddy ammo. Sounds like a lawnmower. Maybe it is lawnmower. It's FOV. We're on 95. Okay, dude. Can't fucking aim, bro. Oh, God. I'm so bad. Oh, God, get away from me. These guys and their fucking throwing weapons. 27 health.
Welcome home, Ashen One.
Oh, the red one is here. Nice. No treehouse? We already went into the treehouse. We can go back there later, though, if you want. Was my aim really off there? Dude, I felt like I just missed like 5 shots in a row. Nalgin. Ah. I know where to put that. So that's it here? Okay. My camera's messed up? Nah, my camera's perfectly fine. Dude, Courage the Cowardly Dog is like why I think I got into horror. I need to give my mom some medicine. Oh. Oh, right. I forgot my mom is still alive. All right. Yeah, we need to go back there. Where's Mother's house? Is it? Oh, it's back this way. Oh, yeah. Mama? Where is she? Mom's room. So this is our mom. Need to wait for the medicine to take effect and come back later. Oh, okay. All right, well, I hope you feel better, Mom. Whoa. What the? He's fucking charging you down. Get off of me. Whoa! And the headshot. Dude, how? Are there actually more zombies, or is that just like a sound effect that keeps... Oh, God. No. I'm dead? No fucking way, dude. Alright, well. Back to mom's house. Hold on one sec. Hi, Larksa. This is what I do to backseaters. Give me more backseaters. Where's the backseaters? After Zelda, you never killed chickens. Oh, man. All right, we should probably just run. Here you go, Mom. I think she'll be fine. I don't think it matters. He's so fast. Honestly, I think the enemies just keep spawning. Oh, never mind. How much shotgun ammo do I have? 25? Where the hell are they? The doors in this game are so fucked up. Whoa! What the fuck? My... Bruh! What the... Get off! No fucking way! He dodged my shot, bro. Jesus. Where did they all fucking show up from, dude? Here you go, Mom. And open the door, man. right. Oh. Headshot. Oh my god, you can shoot the axe out of the air? It's like Resident Evil.
Welcome home, Ashen One.
Did we do it? Aha. Sticks?
Oh, Elden Ring.
Where the fuck are the sticks? Wait, maybe they're... I thought I might have had some sticks in my storage box, but I thought I used them. I feel like I remember there being sticks somewhere, but I couldn't pick them up because I guess the game didn't need me to pick them up yet, so... Oh! Boom! Am I gonna do Doom shield only run? I don't plan on it. Hopefully I can use these on like multiple windows. Did it just do all of them at once, maybe?
Мне нужно найти солярку и запчасти для трактора. Бензина для машины в этой дыре мне не найти.
I feel like I remember seeing gas somewhere. I think there's gas at the milkman's farm. Is there new tech for Doom? Yeah, you can actually teleport in Doom now by climbing a ledge. In the new Doom game, you can climb a ledge and then open your map and just teleport to anywhere on the map. Wait, was this where the fuel was? It's the shovel. Oh no, it's the battery. Fuck. Where was the fuel? I can't remember, man. Yo, Salad. Thanks for the raid. What's up? This is that really what you call your your viewers? The salad tossers? Alright, fucking hell. Where is this? Where is this fuel? The salad
Holy
bar.
Shit, this is so hot.
Yeah, I remember. I remember seeing your like offline picture, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I realized it's a salad bar. I do not remember where the gas is. I already forgot everything about this game overnight. I know that there was a thing of fuel somewhere, but I can't. I already forgot. Wait, is... That looks like fuel. But it's not. Oh man, where the hell was it? Heard people bring forks to salad bars and grocery stores and just eat. I mean, probably. I know that there was like a McDonald's in our mall. This was like 15 years ago. And they had like the soda machine on like the side of the wall, and like the employees couldn't see the soda thing. Anyways, this guy would bring in like 2-gallon bottles and just fill up like milk jugs full of soda. So they had to they like fucking removed it from outside. And they had to like fill up all the they like filled up the drinks themselves. Some people are some people will abuse things if you let them. Yeah, I mean, giving yourself a free refill, that's but like, I mean, the guy he didn't even buy anything. He would just come and just use the machine to and just give free soda. But you know, I mean, I can't blame him, I guess. Speedrunning diabetes. Yeah, also probably true. I don't remember where the gas is. I don't think it's in the church. I don't know. How far are you in the DS2 run now, Salad? I was just asking how many bosses are you in the DS2 run now? Actually, I think the gas might have been in the hunter's house. You have no heals? Yeah. It's rough. Good to bonfire aesthetic betwixt to get an extra flask. Hey, that's smart though. It's kind of funny though that like, the randomizer does not actually randomize the items in the game. It's just like randomly decided numbers by chains. I kind of want to actually go through the wiki and set all the items to be like proper amounts for the rando. This seems like the place where there would be gas. Maybe. Dude, it's so annoying that you can find items in this game, but you can't pick them up because you don't need them yet. It's like, oh, this is fuel. Okay. But like, you can't pick up the fuel. Is the gas out front? I don't know. Is it? Wait, out front. No. It's red, the gas. We'll find it. This is what happens when you go to bed after playing Ebola Village. You forget where the gas is. This is why it's honestly so, when you play these kind of games, and it's something I should make a habit out of. It's like so smart to actually mark down location, to take notes of like where things are. Aha! What? What the fuck do you mean? Let me pick it up. Hold on, I probably have to go to the tractor first.
Welcome home, Ashen One.
Hey Luna, thank you for the 7 months. It says go to Nizhny Relivo, Which I don't know who the fuck that is. Is that even is that a name or is that a street? Wait, this is a... Is this even the right fucking thing? If this says bulldozer... Is this not... Oh my god, now I'm even more confused. Wait, what the fuck is going on? Is there a... Is that not the tractor? The Oh my god. Oh yeah, it also... I remember there's you can check the tanks, the cars, you can check the tanks of the cars. Maybe I need gas from the cars and not that canister? Bulldozers aren't tractors? Yeah, but I could have sworn that's... We looked at the tractor before and I could have sworn that was it. Unless... Was the tractor over here? What did we even get from using the red heart key? Oh, right. The red heart key gave us the circle thing, which... Hey, dude. What is this game, bro? Check the map to find the quest location. That's bold of you to think that's how it works. Oh, hello. What a cute cow. You shoot anything, bro? We've shot many things. I don't know.
Странно, эти существа десятки раз проходили рядом с этим алкашом и не убили его. Может быть, его не тронули, потому что он был смертельно болен? Мне нужно найти шприц, взять его кровь и сделать укол себе. Может быть, после этого монстры перестанут трогать и меня. Рискованный шаг, конечно, но мне нечего терять. Отвага и безумие мой девиз.
Find a syringe and take the homeless man's blood to inject ourselves with. That seems smart. Well, where do we get a syringe? Wait, a syringe would be in the hospital, surely. Okay, I think it's got to be in the hospital. If it's not in the hospital, this game is fucking bullshit. Come on, where's the syringe? It's gotta be in here, right? Surely. It's not here, guys. It's not fucking here. Wait a sec. Is there a door there? What? Oh, there is a door behind this thing. Can't move it though.
Bitch.
Hey, Army Chris, thank you for the sub, man. Well, I don't remember seeing a syringe anywhere. Oh yeah, let's go to the treehouse.
Go forth, touch the demon inside me.
I mean, dude, I don't know. It could be fucking anywhere at this point. First aid kit right before the homeless guy works? Maybe. Maybe you're right. Where's the fucking syringe?
My name is
The Sister Fister?
Thank you for the 91 months, Spacey. Where was the... Dude, what the fuck is this, man? Seriously, where the hell, like... Game doesn't give me any indication. Where is this stupid thing? Wait, I didn't go over here.
Парни, подходим к точке высадки. Готовность номер 1. Ты уже видел этих мутантов? Не, нифига. На 9 часов чисто. Вперед, вперед! Окружаем.
How much ammo do I have? 117. Shit! Oh, it's broken. Hello, gentlemen.
An awesome choice, stranger.
Someone tore it in two. Someone very big. Any syringes around here? The weapon jammed. Oh no. It's fine. We got plenty of ammo. My sensitivity feels so bad.
Догоняй. Ля-ля-ля-ля-ля-ля-ля.
Okay.
La 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 la.
You know, I thought he was dead, but he turned into the plaga thingy.
Догоняй. Ля ля.
Let me in. Zombies don't know how to use doors. Oh my gosh. Kind of hurting, actually.
Если кто-то это услышит, сообщаем, что в теле Актенова организован центр выживших. У нас есть лекарства, продукты, одежда, оружие. Мы гарантируем вашу безопасность. Повторяю, если кто-то меня слышит, идите к пункту выживших. Село Актенова, Московская область, Раменский район. Я выхожу в эфир каждый час и повторяю это сообщение. Будьте бдительны и не дайте себя поцарапать. Избегайте встречи с инфицированными. Я на связи. Капитан Морозов Леонид Викторович. До встречи.
Ну что, Мария, отправимся в Аксенова.
First person, she's wearing a coat. Don't question it, alright? First person is Leon. Well, locked. Another fucking lock, another locked door, man. Um. Hey. Have half a key. That game sponsored. What game are you talking about? Okay, let's go back. I was like, let's go back downstairs. Oh, there's a guy. And to actually go down the stairs. I think we'll get the other key half here. I played Ebola 2. I have not. Was born February 13th, weighing 2,800 grams. My mother told me that on that day, the sun was shining so brightly that it even seemed as if it had appeared especially for me. Sun, 1943, black dog. What? My first steps at school were full of adventures and discoveries. February 1935, week after my birth. 1930 is the beginning of the school career. How are you that fucking far off? Meadow, sky, black dog, sun. Okay, well, it's just the color of the things they're talking about, I think. There's dates. So
Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring.
I don't fucking understand. You were born on 1935, but the beginning of your school career is 1930? How does that even fucking work? What do you mean? Am I stupid? I mean, yeah, kind of sometimes, but I don't get it. All right, well, let's just go. Let's. So I assume we're starting with the lowest date. So this. So 2. So it's 1915, then 1930. But wait. Okay, well, anyways, so it's blue, or it's 2. And then it's 2, 1. Wait a sec. Oh, okay, I see. So it's 2143, I think. Or maybe it's the opposite. I don't know. Oh, it needs. Oh, it shook to indicate that I got it wrong. Because the first input I did still counted. I thought that he would have coded it so it... Well, yeah. Oh. I pressed E and I instantly skipped the cutscene. Whatever. I'm sure it's just a box opening anyways. I pressed the button to move it, and the same button to interact with stuff is the same button to skip cutscenes, so. Whoops. It was the best cutscene in the game, yeah. Have I been here? Oh! Oh, nice. The syringe. Nailed it. Oh, the worm. That's actually kind of cool. Worms enter the dead bodies and resurrect them. Toolbox. Jammed. Okay, chat, we need to remember there's a toolbox down here. Gonna need that later, I think. We got all the dolls. Oh shit. I'm gaming. Alright, I guess we go to the homeless guy now and take his blood. Wait, what's up here? I think we were here before. Maybe. Yeah. Am I near the end of the game? I think so. I have to go kind of far back. I kind of feel like I'm not supposed to go back to the homeless guy yet, but well, we'll see, I guess. Go so far. All right, buddy. Your blood.
Слушай, мне нужно взять немного твоей крови на анализ.
Да пожалуйста, можешь забрать хоть всю мою кровь.
Yes, please.
Всю не нужно.
Ай,
Не дергайся ты.
аккуратней.
Вот и все. Готово, спасибо. Надеюсь, я не ошиблась в своей версии. Почему эти твари его не убивают, а проходят мимо?
Hello, bloody. We just took a homeless man's blood because he doesn't get attacked by the zombies. So we're gonna inject ourselves with it so we also don't get attacked by the zombies. Yep. Checks out. I think we missed. We must have missed something in the. Give yourself an injection of the hepatitis virus. What the? I don't understand. I don't even have the blood in my inventory anymore. Is your screen broken or what's up with the cam? Yeah, something must be wrong on your end, I think. Should try refreshing. Wait, can I go? Oh. Go back to the hobo to run cutscene with injection. Why wouldn't it do that in the first place? Maybe you're right though. Wait, where's my last? Oh shit. What am I doing? This looks scarier than the game. What the fuck? I'm not that scary. Oh yeah, we still don't have the key for this. How's the game so far? Is it an indie gem? Yeah. I guess we'll go run back. Maybe I just needed to talk to the homeless guy again. What, I need to go over this
Надеюсь, я
way?
не ошиблась в своей версии.
Oh, okay, of course. Okay. Now what? Now what? What the heck is the point of that? Like, now the zombies won't attack me, but what does that do? It says I still just need to visit the mansion. Maybe do I go back to the mansion now, I guess? I killed all the zombies. Wait, should I go check on my mom? I don't know, man. This loading screen takes so long, what the heck? Mom? You good? She's good. Well, I guess we go back to the mansion. No. Maybe a cutscene will play up ahead now that I'm injected. Maybe. Dude, I don't know. This game does not fucking tell you anything. It's so... This game is great. I love it. Yeah, the little girl did say catch me, but... I mean, does that even matter? There was also, like, a fucking frog that ate a fly, and there was a cutscene for it. And it's like... I don't even know if that meant anything. Mm. All this because you skipped the box opening cutscene? Don't fucking say that. There's no way I actually missed something here, right? Dude, what am I doing? Like, what was even in this room? I can't. Did we get anything useful here? Wasn't it just like a locked door? Toolbox that the tractor driver was talking about. Like, cool. Fucking cool, man. So what? The door upstairs will open now? No, you can't move the statue anymore. Come on, show me your face again. Where the fuck am I going, man? I need a key. I don't know. I wonder if I missed like a part of the house. The problem is the house is so fucking confusing because this map sucks ass, dude. I can't talk to the homeless guy. He doesn't say anything. Wait, I wasn't in here. Oh, wait a sec. Are you kidding me? Okay, there's nothing here. It's not progress. The door jammed. What the? Why isn't this door open? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I guess we still have WD-40. Maybe somehow you need to use that on the door. That seems really weird, but... Oh, there's like one door that we can't get in. Maybe we can use like the knife to open the door. This is the one door that we can't get in. No fucking way. No fucking way, bro. What do you mean? What kind of dumbass fucking... What do you mean, dude? What I do? I fucking used the WD-40 on it. Corrosion protection for locks and mechanisms. You never figured out this door? Well, what? Did chat tell you, or... Is this not even needed? Is this... Oh, jeez. Tractor repair guide. Oh, God. And grab the notebook from the other side of the wall. Oh. Start the engine and check it. After repair, it's recommended to use high-quality diesel fuel. Tractor parts kit. Okay, that's downstairs. Battery, we know where that is. Toolbox. Wait, tool... Okay, so there's 4 things we need. I know where, like, 3 of them are. I'm not sure... Is the thing in the basement the tractor parts or the toolkit? What a stupid fucking puzzle, dude. All right. Aha. Tools. All right. Now the question is, where was the diesel fuel again? I like already kind of forgot. Well, chat is useless. It's okay, I'm also useless. Oh god. Hard difficulty, by the way. We got him. Oh shit. Game is so shit. What the? How dare you? This is Ebola Village we're talking about here, man. Who shot him? Damn. Big damage. The village of Ebola difficulty. Oh shit. Reloading. Nice aim, thank you, Kemi. These enemies hit pretty hard, dude. Was there anything in here? Hmm. You guys are fast. This trash series is still going. Hey, man. This is Ebola Village you're talking about here. What? Oh, shit. Oh my. Okay. I don't have enough health. Guess we'll use my heal. Can parry his charge? Can parry? Yeah, how do you parry? Need a buckler? Of course. Alright. I don't know where you get the tractor parts, though. I can't remember at all. We already got the toolbox. Oh, we'll find it. Yeah, I already got the battery. Hmm. Making that sound. Holy shit, this is so hot. Hey, 80 undead, thank you for the 5 months. Thank you, man. This isn't even where the fucking get. Oh my god, man. I've ran through these buildings so many times, dude. Okay, we have the fuel, but oh, we need the tractor parts. Are they in the mom's house? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe you're right. Maybe they are. Looks miserable to play. It's all right. Honestly, it's just it's annoying because you'll like find an item and the game tells you what it is, but you can't pick it up. So you have to come back for it later. The problem is I've kind of forgotten. No, I didn't take any notes. Probably should have, though. I think it is down here. I think you guys are right. Maybe. Maybe not. The door sound is starting to get on your nerves. Yeah, I mean, I think we're like really close to being done with the game. Just need to find this one fucking item. I don't know why there would be tractor parts in my room though, or my parents' house. It's kind of weird. Probably still have to wait for the medicine. I don't know. I'm probably just checking every single wrong spot. I don't remember there being anything here. I actually remembered where a good amount of this stuff was, but I knew I would have a hard time finding this one. So I don't remember seeing this at all. I don't think we've been to the husband's house, so you might be right. I've ran around in circles on this map so many times. Oh my goodness. I remember where the husband's house is, though. think this is like the only place that I haven't checked at this point. And the church, I guess. Oh, and there's zombies. Dude, I couldn't even tell that there was the thing like popped out of his head, but I didn't even realize. It just looks like their head fell off. Like it's so hard to see the actual plaga thingy. In the treehouse? Give me the tractor parts. Let me out of this fucking shithole. Check the save room just in case. I don't think it's in the save room though. Door is locked. Out in here. Do I have infinite ammo? No, I'm actually almost out of shotgun ammo. Should probably shouldn't use too much more. No fucking way they're in this room, chat. No fuck. What? Why? What? This is the. Ah yes. Let me just put my spare tractor parts in the photo development room. That's perfect spot for them. Ooh. More shoddy ammo. All right, to the tractor. Get me out of here. Don't forget your mom. I'm sure the game will tell me that I need to go get my mom or like bring her to the tractor or something. I like how it's this same cutscene every time for filling up the gas. Oh shit. Yeah, this game really does kind of give me a muck vibes a little bit. Damn it, dude. Gotta put in all. I gotta do all. Well, actually, I can skip the cutscenes. It's fine. Guy's so tanky. Oh, he dead. Never mind. All right, now what? Should I go get mom? Take your mom with you. Okay. I'm coming, mom. I'll save you. Mom transforms and becomes the final boss. Yeah, I was just gonna say, I wonder if we're gonna have to kill her. She didn't look too great before, to be honest, but... She's... Oh! God. I don't think the medicine works. Wait, she looked so much creepier in the cutscene. What the? Mom? Chill. I'm dead. Damn, Mom, you're
Нужно сжечь этот
tanky.
чертов дом.
Oh. Damn, we're out of ammo.
Прости меня, мама. Мне не следовало уезжать с деревни. Тогда бы я спасла тебя. В этом моя вина. Только моя. Которую я не прощу себе никогда.
Zombies are just dancing. Can't shoot at them, they're friendly now. Dude, speedrunning this game, Salad, would be half of the fucking gameplay would just be the doors, the door animations. They're so obnoxious.
Я потеряла всех, кого любила.
Oh,
Но несмотря на это, я не сломлена
Holy.
духом. Я выжила.
just got triple achievement,
Когда я
easy,
добралась до
medium, and
центра
hard
выживших,
difficulty
я сообщила
completion.
им, что мертвые не трогают людей, которые неизлечимо больны. Это очень ценная информация, которая поможет нам в борьбе с этими существами. Гепатит в моей крови не успел развиться до критической черты, поэтому вылечили меня очень быстро. Еще я узнала, что этот вирус Эбола вырвался из лаборатории Паникум не случайно. Эти твари действуют по схеме «Последний миллион», уничтожая обычных людей. Корпорация Паникум – это очаг зла. Поэтому моя история на этом не заканчивается. Я не оставлю это просто так. Тем более то, что было дорого в моей жизни, больше не существует.
You think this is AI art? I'm honestly kind of curious. I was looking at the fingers and they look a little wrong. So I think you're right. Dude, AI is such a like a cancer. Like, that was a game of all time. I can't remember what you even get for collecting all the amulets. I guess nothing. D rank. This is a photo, not AI. It's a cosplayer. I see. Oh. All right. Well, watch movie. Live action short film. Why do I feel like this movie is also probably just like AI? Oh no, it actually has actors in it. No, it's not AI. All right, I'm gonna go use the restroom, chat, and then we'll decide what to do next. Maybe maybe we'll do some, I don't know, I've been thinking about doing some Elden Ring again, just to practice for the Night Rain tournament that's coming up. Or maybe we'll just play some more shitty horror games. I don't really know, but I'll be right back.